Capricorn, how are you, cappuccinos? How are you, my beautiful, beautiful fans? Welcome back to Innovation Tarot. I'm Nadi. I'm so excited to do your reading today. I'm doing your general reading. We could say it's for June or the remainder of May, well into June. I'm excited to dive in with you, Capricorn, and see what is the magical world of the fun. What are you guys up to? So we're gonna start with a general message from Spirit for the collective of Capricorn, and then I'm going to do something different. One of my subscribers suggested, I think it was Carmen, suggested that I try something new with my general readings, which I think is gonna be kind of fun. She said that I should do a pick-up pile for each individual sign. That way, when I do a collective reading for a sign, you have like 3 different scenarios to pick from. And I was like, you know what, that sounds kind of, just make it a little shorter, a little bit more to the point, but to give you, give the collective of Capricorn, first of all, give you guys the opportunity to use your own intuition and, pick a pile that you feel is related to you. And that way also you can give out a couple more scenarios out and get a couple more extra messages out there for, because not everybody is going through the same thing, So that I think I'm gonna try this out. If you guys like this style, we can keep it. And if you guys like the old style better, then I can definitely go back to that. I mean, out here, I am to please, guys. So I want to give you guys a pleasant and fulfilling a tarot experience. So you guys let me know, and I will do my best to to see what works best, right, for everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a general message for everyone. The general message from Spirit it's not going to resonate with everybody, so and I am going to hit a couple of themes that are a little bit, that could trigger people. So I'm going to make a trigger warning right now. If you're easily triggered by adult subjects such as sexuality, violence, domestic violence, abuse, childhood traumas, family, all of those touchy subjects. If you know that you trigger easily, I'm not sure how deep I'm going to go into some of these, but I mean, I could be hitting a couple of uncomfortable topics for some people. So I'm going to have it time stamped in the bottom if you want to go straight to the relationship part, the love messages, and skip the initial message from Spirit. I do want to also let you guys know that I do indulge in foul language because I am an adult and I love me some shits and fucks. They're very liberating. I invite you to join me, Cappies. Shit, fuck. See, feels good. Also, keep in mind, these are a collective reading for the general public. They cannot and will not resonate with everybody. I wish it did, but it's not gonna. It's gonna resonate with a lot of you. I know that much, but not everyone. So take the bits and pieces that do resonate, and what doesn't, it is not for you. It's for another lovely fawn out there that needs to hear it. Make sure to that if you want to get a reading that does resonate with your specific situation, Cappy, you can send me an email. My email's down below, and we will book you in for private reading. I do have a very high volume of personals at the moment, which I am very grateful for. Thank you so much. So I do have a turnaround time frame of about 7 business days, give or take. So if you guys are okay with waiting, waiting a few days for your reading, I would very much love to do your reading. Send me an email and we'll get you booked in. Those of you that keep coming back for readings, thank you so much. I love what I'm doing, and I love that you guys keep coming back. So thank you so much, especially those, and also you guys that have some donations to the channel. It warms my heart because it tells me that the messages are getting to those who need them. So may the universe pay you back sevenfold because you get what you put out, babies. Yes, you do. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe. Give this video a like, you guys. It helps my channel, and it helps it circulate. It helps me make more videos for you. You know, it's a fair exchange, right? I give you this, you give me a like. Leave me comments. I love to hear your comments because it makes me feel close to y'all. And if the reading doesn't resonate right away, come back and watch it at a later date and watch it again. I promise you'll be pleasantly surprised at messages that may not resonate at the moment. Very well could resonate at a later date. Okay? All right. So, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Vedic. I call upon my higher self in peace, truth, and love. I call upon the collective of Capricorn in peace, truth, and love. I call upon my guardian angels, torn animals, gods and goddesses. I call upon Ninanu and all my twins to please guide this reading for the collective of Capricorn. Give me accuracy, give me knowledge, give me wisdom, guide my words, guide my insight, guide my intuition so that I may see clearly and speak clearly for the greater good of all. I'm truly grateful, and so it is. Abracadabra. All right, Cappy. Okay, so I had already pulled out a couple of pre-shuffle messages for you guys, just so I could meditate a little bit on the on what's affecting my beautiful fawns at the moment. I can already tell you, Cappy, that I pick up a lot of fear in your energy, a lot of fear and a lot of restlessness. Some of you guys perhaps haven't been sleeping that well lately. Some of you guys are having a difficult time. And I'll tell you why, Cappy, because you right now are in between cycles, right? You guys have recently culminated a long, arduous cycle, one that was incredibly painful, similar to what Pisces went through, like what I picked up for Pisces, the collective of Pisces when I did the reading. It was a very heavy energy, but see, the one for Pisces was a little different than yours. I feel like yours, Capricorn, has to do a little bit with letting go of the past. I feel like a lot of you guys right now, or in the recent past, or for some of you remote past, experienced a lot of problems at home, right? We have communal living, so a lot of you guys possibly have big families, or grew up in a home with a lot of people, like maybe you had a lot of brothers and sisters, perhaps you lived in, like you had several family members living together all in one big house, and you felt lack of kindredship, right? With the Lovers in the reverse. For some of you, this communal living was just between you and a husband or you and a wife, right? Somebody who you did have a soulmate contract with, right? And a soulmate connection with, but who did not honor the sacredness of a soulmate contract, and who did not honor the sacredness of communal living, right? Somebody possibly that didn't respect your space, somebody that didn't pitch in and help out with daily chores, with responsibilities of the home, somebody that possibly was incredibly controlling. If this is like a spouse, I mean, if not, you could have felt incredibly oppressed, because you felt where this home situation. Some of you are still in this home situation, or that as we speak, and are needing to get out desperately. Why? Because you feel imprisoned in this living space. Your environment is suffocating you. And at first, when I first glanced this, I was like, oh, okay, social distancing, quarantine. No, this is far deeper than the quarantine and social distancing. For the imprisonment or slavery card to come up in your feelings, Capricorn tells me that you feel incredibly restricted, or you felt, or you were in a living space that was incredibly restrictive, incredibly, you were being overworked with the slavery card. Like you were putting in so much of your energy and so much effort and with very little in return. You couldn't, you had no time for yourself. You had no time to just care for yourself. You were caring for everyone in the home, and you weren't getting that same love and you weren't getting that same love and respect and care and nurture in return. There was a lot of fighting also. For some of you, this is something from your childhood that you grew up in a home that you didn't feel safe in, Cappy, and that as a grown-up has created a lot of phobias for you, because you are so afraid. You are so predisposed to being let down, right, and disappointed and betrayed by love, that a lot of you guys have completely shut off to love. You grew up in an environment where it was very toxic and very almost violent. Some of you in a violent home. Maybe you witnessed your mother and father being physical with each other, like physically, because this looks like you were in an environment where people were getting physical with each other. This could have been your brothers and sisters. This could have been your parents towards you, right? But whatever the case, you did not feel safe in your communal living situation, and you felt downright imprisoned, and you felt like, I am living in a nightmare and I cannot get out of this situation, and I feel like a prisoner of violence, of chaos, instability, I feel like nobody cooperated with nobody. I feel like everybody competed with everybody. Like your mom and your dad competed with each other. Your aunts and uncles were always getting involved and like causing more, like, talking, getting the stirring the pot. Your mother with your siblings, your father with your siblings. It's like everybody was always fighting with everybody. And I feel like you grew up in a home that was really loud, like a lot of yelling. I'm hearing a lot of yelling. And I feel like you felt really scared growing up. You felt really scared, like you didn't know how to hide. You didn't have a sacred, safe haven where you could go hide and be at peace, find a little peace, right? And you downright, this is a home over there, right? You downright felt almost orphaned, or like felt like you had no hope. You felt like you could not escape, right? I feel like I feel like you didn't get along with almost anybody in your home except for two people. These two cups, right? These two cups for you growing up were signified two people out of the whole, like, football team, right? Or the whole multitude of people that you had surrounding you. There were two specific people growing up that felt like your kindred spirit. One of them, your kindred spirit, could have been a twin brother or sister, or a bra sibling that was really there for you, right? And almost felt like because they went through they felt the same fears that you did, and they also felt imprisoned, right? And slave, and like you guys felt like slaves. This person, this kindred spirit, this sibling, or it could have been a cousin, maybe a little sister, was your beacon of hope and your beacon of light. There was also a parental figure. There was also one adult in your family member that you really, really, really got along with. It could have been a grandmother. I feel like it was a female, because we also got the guardian angel card. This person that you really looked up to growing up possibly already passed away for some of you. And you miss this person very much, and they still watch over you today. And I feel like if this person hasn't passed on, they still wonder about you. They still worry about you. They still, they are still somebody that it shows you great affection. It could have been even your mom. Okay, it's a female. I think there's a female. The kindred spirit could be a little brother, it could be a male, it could be a brother, cousin. It could be an older brother, little brother. It could also be a sister, but it could be either gender, right? For the kindred spirit, this motherly guardian angel was a female person that, amongst all this chaos, fighting, competing, this was the one person that you that showed you compassion, showed you empathy, and that you truly gave you a sense of normalcy growing up, right? Could have been an aunt, an older cousin, an older sister, a mother. I'm feeling grandmother. I'm feeling grandmother here. It could have been a teacher, your nanny, right? You know best. This person really likes flowers too. I digress. I feel so now that you're grown up, Capricorn, you're kind of like you've kind of been created this phobia about love and connections, and you subconsciously, right, have picked relationships and partners that are toxic, relationship and partners that resemble what you witnessed growing up, like you might have recently been involved with, could have been a Gemini, but it doesn't have to be Gemini, with a soulmate that also didn't honor the soulmate connection as you witnessed with your parents, right? And that possibly didn't respect the rules of the home, like we just go out all the wee hours of the night, and you would never know where they were coming, if they were leaving. They would basically have you take care of them like your mom, right? And you could never leave the house. This person is really controlling. You would never leave the house. You were always taking care of the kids. Some of you might have 5 kids. Like some of you have a lot of kids. Others of you maybe 3. Some 2. I see twins twice. So some of you might be twins or might have had twins. That could be a confirmation here. But you're noticing that the same dynamics that you witnessed in your home growing up are now repeating themselves in your relationships as a grown-up. Now, for those of you that those of you that didn't have this dynamic growing up, there was a particular incident in your life that was downright traumatic, where I feel like some of you guys got jumped unexpectedly, right, and beaten up almost to death. I mean, some of you were let's say maybe 4 or 5 people jumped you and beat the shit out of you, and you really didn't know why. It could have been like a gang that you didn't. There's a level of you not being being unaware. The reason why you got jumped. Others of you, it could have been a jealous ex-girlfriend. Somebody you were involved with had a jealous ex-girlfriend or jealous ex-boyfriend, and then they jumped you on I think this happened in the streets while you were walking to your job, or while you were walking home from work, on your way to school. For others of you, it happened inside your home. Like somebody broke into your home. Maybe it was even just a robbery, right? And this is really specific, guys. So if it's not your story, it's not your story. It's for a different Capricorn. But there is a group of Capricorns, at least 1 or 2 of you out there, that experienced an assault, like a physical assault with possibly weapons, like at least sticks or maybe a bat. Like you were beaten up brutally, and that left you with a severe trauma, right? A severe trauma of you can't trust people, and you haven't been able to recover from that, right? You haven't been able to recover from that. You don't feel safe, not even in your own home. You feel imprisoned. You feel imprisoned by thoughts of anger and thoughts of resentment because you never knew, like a lot of you guys don't even know the full story, like why you got jumped or why you got beaten up. And it's really left you really afraid of trusting and letting people into your life. Others of you experienced physical violence by possibly in prison. Some of you guys might have went to jail. Some growing up, you might have been, because you had trouble at home, you might have gotten involved with the wrong people, right, with the wrong crowd. And some of you guys have went to, gotten locked up a couple times. You've had troubles with the law several times, and you got beaten up in jail, right? I'm sending there. I'm getting a lot of messages, guys. So take what's yours. Others of you, it was at home that you experienced this. Some of you by your own husbands or your own wives who were so controlling that if anything, they had like a lot of jealousy issues is what I'm seeing here. And anytime that you wanted to do something for yourself, and anytime that there was a disagreement, you were afraid of getting beaten up. It happened several times, and I feel like you didn't speak up on this for a long time because you were afraid. So you kind of like hid under that cloak, right? Hid under that cloak and just put your head down. I feel like this person beat you down emotionally and physically. And if I want to say, those of you that are currently in a situation like this and you are afraid, tell somebody, tell someone, guardian angel. You have to tell somebody. You do not, nobody deserves to go to endure any type of physical abuse or verbal abuse or mental abuse. And it is not love, okay? Because I feel like you know that there is a soulmate connection, or I'm just talking to the small group of you out there. If you're watching and you're going through this, you might even think this is your twin flame, right? Because a lot of karmic connections can feel like a twin flame. Like the karma tie is so strong that, and the pull that they have on you is so strong that you might even confuse it for, oh no, this is my twin flame. Oh no, he's like he or she is going through a dark period. No, not if this is what's going on in your home. Imprisonment and battery and physical altercations. That's not love. And I don't care what this person tells you. That's not love. Get out. You deserve better. Do not be afraid. Spirit is telling you that call upon your own strength to overcome and to get out. Most of you already went through this. Most of you were able to get out and have moved on, but it's left its scars. It's left its scars. Some of you might have even developed a drinking situation, a drinking problem to cope. I don't blame you. I feel like a lot of you guys were dealing with sometime after that, right? Sometime after that, there is a person whom has been in your energy for quite some time. And I'm not talking about this person, the communal living, because I think that honestly, for the most of you, this is just your what you saw, what you witnessed growing up. Most of you possibly witnessed a very dysfunctional family dynamic, right? You possibly witnessed a lot of injustice in your home life. I feel like maybe Some of you guys, your parents didn't allow you to be the person that you wanted to be, and you felt really oppressed in your family home life, and you felt you didn't feel like accounted for, like your word mattered, your opinion mattered, and it's made you feel really weak. And it's also like, and I think it has to do with a relationship with your father and mother, and there was violence there. You witnessed a lot of violence. If not, you were definitely one of the if not, then you simply experienced a lot of physical altercations with people throughout your throughout your younger years, where you would just get into fights with people. People would just come up to you, and for some reason or another, they would people would just start shit with you, and you had to defend yourself. You had to defend yourself. So you had it rough, Capricorn, and I want to say something. I want to explain to you that there is reason for some of you guys hard experiences in the past. Capricorn, you guys are a sign of initiation, right? Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. You know, Saturn is the Lord of Karma, right? The Chronos. He is compared to or said to be the same entity as the Demiurge, which rules over the 3D, over Earth, over the material realm, right? And he is also what they call Satan. But Satan is not what people think. Satan is simply means adversary. There's a misconception of what Satan really is, and Satan is actually considered to be God's right-hand man, right? Like he is here to whip us into shape by throwing all kinds of difficulties for us, and tests and obstacles for us to overcome. Why? So that we can learn lessons, so that we can overcome the basic desires and fears of our egoic mind, because we are living in a time where our egos are rule over our physical self, right? And spirit is kind of somewhere in the back burner, right? Like, kind of like being almost ignored. Ego is really what's running the show for all of us, right? Society in general, all of us. And the more the more obstacles and difficulties and pain that we are able to overcome throughout life, the more we shed the fear of our egoic mind, right? The more we overcome the desire and the weaknesses that we have for the desires that our egoic mind creates for us. So in the end, what Satan is doing is making you strong enough and mature enough to rule over yourself, right? To have control, to create self-discipline, and to overcome. Let me give you a little analogy. You guys are the goat, right? Like the zodiac sign of Capricorn is related to the goat. Imagine you grow up in a farm, right? You're a goat, and you're in your conscious awareness. You are this goat who is in a farm, imprisoned, right? Imprisoned with your goat family, and that you're chained up. You get fed every day by these humans, right? These two humans that seemingly could be like gods to you, right? Because they are feeding you and providing for your needs, right? But in reality, you always felt that there was something wrong with your environment, right? Because you weren't free. You're like, why? I mean, even though you're a goat and you're in a farm, and you're like, this is not right. Something's not right here. And when you would maybe talk to your goat parents and tell them, hey, how come we're stuck in here? Maybe we should escape. The goat parents, because they didn't know any better, because their goat parents who also grew up in that farm, were also institutionalized. So they, would fight you back, trying to make you believe that being in that farm, in that communal situation with your farm animals and farm family and human caretakers, was for your best interest, and that this is the way that that you're meant to live, to get with the program, and they simply would shut you up, right? But you, being the evolved soul that you are, you would observe the outer world, from behind the fence, and you're like, well, how come these birds over there are flying, and they're free? I want to fly, right? You tell your mom goat, and the mom goat says, well, you can't. Those birds are, survive on their own because they can fly, they have wings. You cannot get up above the ground. You're a goat. Well, I see some free horses that are, galloping out in the valley, Mom. How come they get to be free? Well, horses are very strong and sturdy and fast. They can survive out in the wild. You're a goat. A goat isn't the fastest, runner. A goat can't fly. A goat, can't swim that great, not fast. A goat can't do anything fast, really, not even chew. So the goats are sitting like, well, I guess I'm not good at anything. And then to top it off, Mama Goat says, if you go out in the wild, everything is going to eat you. Because goats are a lovely meal for pretty much any carnivore that exists. Every single carnivore out in the wild, including human beings, would very much like to feast on you, on us, on goats. So what I'm trying to get to, the point I'm trying to get to here, Capricorn, is that a lot of you guys, just like the goat didn't, incarnated into a situation, right? Or into a body, a physical body, and in a physical environment that was not, that was at the low odds, right, of survival, right? Like the goat is not at the top of the food chain. The goat, like everything wants to eat a goat, right? So the odds of a goat succeeding, or the odds of the goat having of getting ahead, right, or being able to fly up in the sky like an eagle, are slim to none, right? So a lot of you guys were also met with difficulties of your, sorry guys, I need to connect the phone. She's about to die. A lot of you guys grew into, were born into families with a hard, that had a hard dynamic. There may be a lot of karmic families with a lot of family karmas, where you grew into possibly with a lot of monetary, with maybe poverty. Some of you guys had, maybe you had single parents that were always having to work, and you didn't feel like you had the stability at home and the resources necessary to get ahead in life. And you would see all these other people, like maybe at school, like you would see how this person and that person has it so easy, or like you see I don't know, maybe people on celebrities on TV, and you're like, damn, like these people were born into these wealthy families, and they're all they're all like the Brady Bunch, they have it easy. They don't know what it's like to not have control of the situation you were born in and the environment that you are forced to be in, because you cannot survive on your own, at least not when you're a child, right? And at least not as you're growing up. However, you, the goat, right, said, I want to fly like a bird. I want to run like one of those horses, those stallions. I want to swim. I want to be the master of my domain or my environment, just like these humans are the masters of this, you know, this like their little kingdom here. We are all under their, you know, under their mercy, right? So one day, Capricorn, after many years of enduring oppression, enduring that feeling like a captive, right? Feeling prisoner of your circumstances and feeling like you would have to literally fight your way out of your communal situation, right? Your communal living situation. But you knew one thing, Capricorn, that you did not want to grow up with like your parents. You did not want to stay where you were at, and that you were not repeat this whatever living situation you would have as a grown-up, as God as your witness, it would not be the same as what you were in. Anything was better than what you were already in. So you ran away. You went away and you started maybe living in a little community of goats, right, that you met. But you soon realized that it was true, that everything, you know, maybe you started going out in the streets more in your teen lives and in your teenage years, and a pack of coyotes jumped you and tried to eat you, right? The little goat, and almost killed you, right? You know, it's a metaphor for like being in the streets. Maybe, like I said, that some of you guys experienced a very violent episode, you know, maybe in prison, maybe in the streets. I gave you several scenarios, so we already talked about that. And not only the pack of wolves what tried to eat you, when you survived that, then you and you started to relax a little, then oh my God, here came a pack of mountain lions, and they tried to eat you. And again, you weren't the fastest animal. You're not the, you're not the most charming. You are not the strongest. You don't have wings to fly or fins to like swim. The odds for you to survive little goat spirit were not the best odds. Yet you didn't give up. Yet anything was better than prison, right? Anything was better than that fucking communal, like living, that community that you were living in, where soulmates, which was you felt was soulless. Some of you even maybe thought that you were cursed, straight up. Yet something in spirit, right? Spirit kept guiding you. Yes, you can. You can go to the sky. You can go to the sky. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can be like the bird. And you saw a mountain, and you said, I'm going to climb that mountain, and I'm going to go to the sky, and I'm going to be close to heaven. I'm going to make it to heaven. And Capricorn, the little goat, started his journey up that mountain and scraped his way, right, through a lot of dangerous paths, very there was precipices that you couldn't even see the bottom to it, right? You were hungry, you were scared, you were afraid, still getting attacked, never a moment of rest, Capricorn. Always on high alert, because you didn't know, at any given time you could have gotten attacked, because you were already so used to people attacking you. You were already so used to everything wanting to eat you, or everything wanting to, everything being a threat. You, growing up, your whole life, had never felt peace or stability, right? Always anxious, always high alert, never found peace. But God, you kept going. You kept going. You kept going. And now that's where the brings us, because all of these experiences have given you incredible amount of strength, right? They have given you the strength of Atlas or a Titan, right? And you kept climbing that mountain and climbing that mountain. Not just your carrying your own weight, but carrying the weight of your past, right? Carrying this humongous chip over your shoulder because you didn't have time. This goat didn't have time to like heal, like and purge, like his experience, his or her experiences in the, you know, so thus far, the experiences of like the disharmony and the oppression in the home life, in the farm, being chained. You didn't have time to purge the violence of when you were attacked by a pack of wolves, and then you were attacked by a pack of lions, and then you were attacked by hyenas, and so on, because you were still on survival mode. You didn't have time. So you basically grabbed all of these experiences, put them in a little box or in a little backpack, put them on top of your shoulders, and started to climb and climb and climb and climb and climb, with carrying that whole weight over your shoulders, with a fear that that for the most part would block somebody from doing like the smallest of this. But see, look at this person's aura. Look at this person's aura. Capricorn, some of you guys are ancient souls and ascended souls that are here in this incarnation right now, that you chose all of these fucked up experiences. You chose them. Your soul chose to have these experiences in order to initiate yourself into a high priest, into straight up you're being an earth angel or an earth guide. You have your team of guardians that have been right there with you, right? Even though you felt so alone going up that mountain, you were not. You were being guided by spirit. This untangible force that we can't really touch, we can't really smell, we can't really taste, but we can feel it, right? This push, right? This push, this force that keeps nagging at you. Keep going, keep going, and you do it at your own pace, you know. And because you just kept looking at the peak of that mountain, and you're like, I can make it. I have to make it. I have to make it. But here's the thing, because everybody told you that the goat was not the best, the goat was at the bottom of the food chain, because you were told that the goat is not the best at this, is not the best at that, you had already programmed yourself to thinking that you couldn't get out of where you were, but you still did it. You still, something inside of you was pushing you to do it, even though, despite the fact, Capricorn, that you didn't even believe in yourself. So your mission in this incarnation, according to spirit, was to prove to you goat, that you made it to the peak of the mountain. You're there right now. If not, most of you are already there. Smaller group of you are this far. All you need to do to reach that last peak, right, is do one little hop to get to the other side, and you made it. And you are so afraid, Cappy, of getting to that peak, right, of getting to that top of that mountain, because that means that you were right. That means that this is over. That means that you can turn a page in your chapter, right? You can turn a new chapter in the story of your life, and that you can finally put that weight that you've been carrying for years down. You can finally take rest, and you're almost afraid of that, because keep pushing forward and working yourself to the bone, right? It almost obsessively was what kept you going, right? It's what kept you going. Like, it's almost helped you, right? Deal with all the shit that you went through, with all the violence, with all the fighting, with all the yelling, with all the name calling and with all the putting down and injustice. And now that you're almost there, now that you are there, right? It's like you proved that you are not a product of your environment. You proved that you are the creator of your own destiny. That nobody, no matter how hard or scary or violent or oppressing a situation is, you have the power to change it with discipline, with tenacity, with pace and patience of a goat, right? Because patience is a cardinal virtue, and Capricorn is a cardinal sign. And you know the virtue that is in patience. Do you not, Cappy? Yes, you do. And it has taken you. I feel like a lot of you guys are even like, damn, did I really make it? Am I really here? The point that I'm trying to get to right now, Cappy, is that it's time for you to take a little rest. I feel like you've been so busy all your life. You've been having to go and go and go and work and work and work and work and push and push and push and push and get up again and get up again. And you've been on such high alert, like paranoid, like who? Because Capricorn is a sign of self-preservation. Capricorn is very much like Scorpio in that sense that both signs, again, like look at it this way. Capricorn being the goat, right? You instinctively already have been made aware that you are not at the top of the food chain, right? And that your odds of mastering the 3D realm are very slim. Yet, that's your mission. Because Capricorn, the sign of Capricorn represents mastery over the 3D realm, but not without earning it, right? You have to earn your wings. And I feel like a lot of you guys have earned your wings. You have them. And you're even afraid of putting them on. Like you don't even you're like, I finally am here at the peak. I am at the peak. I am like a god at the peak of this mountain. I earned my wings like this bird. I am here. I did it. It's true. And now the goat, right? The goat that is always trying to get eaten by everyone or imprisoned or milked and whipped, is at the peak of the mountains, living closest to the gods, looking down to the realm of earth, right? To the realm of the 3D, like like the master of it, right? And because you're at the peak of this mountain, there is no more predators trying to eat you. Because where you are now, like humans can't get there, they fall. We're clumsy. We do not have like the agility and the finesse of a goat. We do not have the poise, the poiseness and the acute awareness of the goat. The goat, you guys have learned to put all your pain and internalize it, right? And keep it inside because you do not want to seem vulnerable to the world. You already feel like you are vulnerable enough. And to people out to your outer world, Capricorn, people wouldn't even know that you've gone through all of this shit. People, if they meet you, they would never guess that any of these things happen to you because you're so good at hiding it. You're so good at internalizing it and feeling it in a very internal way that you have a really good poker face, if you want to put it that way, right? People would never know. But you guys are really, really sensitive, really sensitive, really sensitive. And I feel like now that you're at the peak of that mountain, now that you really made it, and that you have no more threats, right? No more threats, because you are at the top. You are now looking down, and as you're looking down, there goes that little ego, right? Underneath you. When everybody told you that there's no way that you could reach that high. And there you are, conquering a whole fucking mountain. Mount Everest. A goat. At the peak, at the very top. And now when you look at the whole world, now it's time for you to do the life review, Cappy. You're in that limbo state right now between cycles, right? Where you have gotten out of all this shit and you have made it. And this mountaintop that you're on right now, it's different. This achievement, right? It could be interpreted in many ways. Everybody, all of you guys out there have your own personal achievement, right? And it could be a variety of things. It could be one specific thing that you have overcame that was incredibly, incredibly, incredibly painful, incredibly traumatic. And some of you have a little PTSD from it, and are feeling almost in disbelief that, damn, I did it. I got out. I'm alive. I am safe. And not only safe, but I am at the top, right? I am at the top looking down. And when you look back at that route and the dangers of having to climb that mountain, and how many times you could have fallen into this bottomless pit of that huge precipice, or how many times you could have rolled down and had to climb it back up. You made it against all odds, right? And you're there, and everything from that standpoint, right? Everything from that view, right? From that peak of the mountain. When you look down and you look at the humans from the farm, and you look at the pack of wolves all the way down there, everybody looks so small to you now, right, Cappy? Everything looks smaller to you, because you have overcome so much that there is nothing, right? No, there are no threats that this realm, the 3D realm, can throw at you that can make you feel the fear, or that they can make you feel as vulnerable as you once did, and as helpless as you once did. And the only fear that you have now, Capricorn, is that you don't know what's next, right? You don't know what's next. You're done climbing. You're there. You're there. The only fear that you have now is fear of resting. Fear of resting. And that's what Spirit wants you to do. To take some time right now, a little time off from culminating this cycle. A little time off to review your achievements, right? And really purge out, these phobias, right? And work on them, and stop stop ignoring them and internalizing them. It's time for you to let them out. And I just heard right now a candle, like a 7-candle ritual. There is this festival, I think it's a Hebrew festival that is done usually in the solstice, in the winter solstice, where they, I think it's called the Festival of the Lights. It's really beautiful, where they like I think it's like 7 candles, and they do prayers, and they honor the new coming of the sun, right? The sun dying and the sun coming back to light. And what I'm trying to get, the point of that is that I feel like now that you will have found a safe haven, right? Or that you have gotten out of this living situation, and are now, in your own personal mountain, right? In your own personal space that is, no matter how small it is yours, right? It's time for you to honor the sun, right? The light that is within you, Cappy, and celebrate, right, your own overcoming of the dark night of the soul, because I feel like for most of you, your entire life has been one big dark night of the soul, like the whole thing. And it's now time for you, the goat, right? The goat on top of his mountain, looking down at the humans and saying, with his wings, right? With his or her wings, and saying, I, a goat, am standing here at the peak of this mountain where nobody else can reach because they will fall. I'm standing here with my wings close to the gods, right? As master of the 3D realm. As proof that goats can be gods. The goats are mighty. Again, guys, of course, this is all metaphoric. You know, you can interpret that in any way that you want. But it is commendable. You got your wings. And you have ascended, Cappy. And it is time to let the darkness be in the darkness already. You know, it's already, the darkness was a seeding period, right? Again, a series of tests that you chose to undergo. Previous to incarnating, you chose to have these experiences to advance your soul to master level, because you guys are at a point now that you are here with important journeys. Some of you guys have a master number 11 in your chart, or a karmic debt of 0. Or number 10, which is also wiping shit clean. You have just paid all of the debts, all of the karmic debts that you had, and you are now starting a brand new cycle, and you are now free to do what you please. Now that you have conquered the peak of your mountain, Capricorn, it is time to let the sun come back. So there is a ritual that, or not a ritual, it's more like Spirit wants you guys to do something to to illustrate physically what you are feeling on the inside. Because when we experience something external to us, it helps us purge it, right? How do I explain it? Like, for example, people that, and this might be a bad explanation. I was gonna say people that are emotional cutters, like they feel so much pain. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you should cut or anything. I'm just saying like an example of how that helps them, or why people sometimes do that is because when you feel so much pain on the inside that it's almost like you're drowning, and you need to release it somehow. So sometimes the pain is so much that people will cut themselves in order to see that pain externalized, right, and come out. Another way can, but that's obviously it's not a healthy way to externalize or to release. A healthy way to release is crying. Crying is another way of, we are like drowning on the inside, right, and we have such a need to release what's inside that we have physical manifestations. Crying is one of them. It's a physical manifestation of releasing baggage, right? Releasing a load, or releasing salt, right? Well, that's salt in the heart. So to honor the light that you have, to honor getting to the peak of the mountain and honoring the return of the sun, which is you, right? The spark of life, the spark, the ascended soul that is you, Capricorn. Spirit wants you to find a little space in your home, even if it's just a tiny little corner. It doesn't have to be big, just something small like this, right? A little table like that in a little corner, which is your special corner, to make a little altar. And you can put it there, anything you want, anything that is precious to you. It could be a picture frames, it could be if you have a specific deity that you are you pray to, or anything. you can use that. And then make sure that you light a candle, right? And I think it would be nice if you do like one black one to honor the darkness you went through, right? And then light one white one to honor the light that beacon of light that is now. Allow yourself the time to rest, Capricorn. Spirit wants you to take a little time off, to reflect, to heal, to rest. You guys are exhausted. Climbing that mountain is exhausting. And Saturn is proud of you. And Saturn says that you have earned your wings and that you are worthy, right, of ascending, that you have overcome so much through discipline, through endurance, through patience, and through willpower. And it is time now to learn to sit back. Because why? Because now it's your turn. Soon, right? After a period of resting, it's your turn to be the guardian angel. It could be a group of people. It could be to the world. It could be to a child. You might be a parent of your own, or you might be having a family soon, or you have earned your wings for a reason. It's not to just you not use them. It's so that you guide the rest and inspire people through your experiences. Some of you maybe become therapists, like in psychology. Others of you could become like can help. Some of you guys could be like coaches, life coaches, inspirational speakers. Some of you guys have psychic abilities. If you are a guardian angel, you are a messenger. Some of you guys might do like divination work, or might become actual like healers, holistic healers. Maybe some of you even doctors. Some of you guys are helping rehab. You're helping people rehabilitate. I'm hearing that a lot of you guys are very empathic and can understand children that are with special needs. That special needs children. Some of you guys are meant to teach. And before you go through all that, before you start this new chapter, honor yourself with this safe space. Remind yourself that you will have sanctuary now. Remind yourself, congratulate yourself, and learn now to be in peace, and to now, and that you do not have to be on high alert anymore. Always paranoid of who's gonna eat you or attack you. It's over. It's time to trust, and it's time to open yourselves up to love. I know that a lot of you guys went through a relationship that really stung you. Some of you, I'm seeing, it could have been with a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sag. I have specifically Aries here. Could have been, I have strength cards, so it could have been Leo. Oh no, I also have the Judgment, so it could have been a Sag. So I mean, I'm thinking it's an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius for some Sun, Moon, Rising that is your soulmate, and who, just like what you experienced in your childhood, also didn't honor the soulmate connection or the contract, right? This person might have ghosted you. This person might have cheated on you. This person, possibly twin flame, is going through experiences of their own, and that separation needed to happen. Spirit separated you to kindred spirits because there needed to be transformations for both of you. What I'm saying now is that there could be a reunion. Why? Because I pulled these cards out, and I got the King of Wands. I got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Unfinished business, destiny, karma. the Judgment, upright. Card of a card of Sagittarius. And then I have none other than the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Queen of Pentacles reversed. And I feel like this was concluding that original message, where you met a lot of you guys met your twin flame or your soulmate. Not everybody believes in twin flames. And there was a beginning that needed to, there was a new beginning that needed to start, right, with the Wheel of Fortune. And there was a new cycle that both of you were meant to start together. Like, see these two walnuts, right? There were seeds. These seeds were meant to take off and sprout. But Spirit put a halt to that connection, and separated you two because of Judgment. Because both of you needed to learn. I feel like your soulmate maybe needed to learn, you know, like needed to learn life lessons, and you, Capricorn, needed to learn your self-worth. Needed to get your crown back. You, both of you, needed to level up, and were not ready for a connection like a twin flame connection. You were out of your element. Like, I mean, this person from your past possibly made poor judgment calls, possibly cheated with the King of Wands, because anytime I see antlers, I don't know, it's just very sexual, right? It also resembles the female reproductive system. See, like so this person that you were with possibly had a sex addiction, or I think they struggled with some type of addictions. They were incredibly immature, right? Incredibly immature. And they had lessons to learn on their own, possibly, okay? With the Judgment card, possibly problems with the law, or simply didn't know how to make good judgment calls, right? And they left you feeling out of whack. And see, again, the crown, missing a crown. Like, you needed to go through this experience, Capricorn, so that you can learn that you can do it on your own. So because the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is somebody that is codependent, sometimes a gold digger, somebody that is a commitment phobe, somebody that is not stable, somebody that avoids responsibility, somebody that could be codependent. And you've done it. You're there. Judgment. I mean, they're like that, you know, like they're so there is a possibility of resurrecting something with starting something new in the near future. And that is just a small message for somebody out there, okay? For a group of Capricorns that I have out there. I love you all so very much. Before we go into the 3 piles, I wanted to do a quick angel advice to us. That was a very powerful and very long, that was an hour-long message that I had for Capricorn. I felt it very much, and I felt like it was important for you Cappies to hear, and I hope it resonates. Let me know in the comments. If it doesn't, hey, you know, what is it? Dump it over the cliff and let it fall into the precipice, right? In one ear out the other. It's going to resonate with somebody, I'll tell you that much. Angels, guardian angels, please let me get messages for Capricorn. Look what you got already, immediately. It says, spread your wings. Spread your wings, Cappy. The time is now. The timing is perfect. You're ready to soar. I tell you, you earned your wings, and it's time for you to, like, you know, to fly. It's time for you to fly. You made it to the top of that mountain. It's your mountain. It's your domain. And that was from Archangel Ariel. Archangel Uriel says, brilliant idea, Capricorn. Your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring it into fruition. The initials B or I could mean something to you. Also W, S could mean something to you. Give me a couple more messages for Capricorn, Spirit, please. Angels. It says angel therapy. The initials T or A could mean something to you. Archangel Raphael says, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to help with your burdens. Allow us to help with your burdens. Being guided, divinely guided. One last one and we'll move on, please, Cappy. Whoa. It says gentleness. Archangel Sandalphon says, be very gentle with yourself at this time, Cappy. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. What was I just saying? To build a sanctuary, to build sanctuary and to build a little altar, a little space for you that is quiet, that is peaceful, where you can sit down and just be. Like, you don't have to be anything, so you could just be. Repeated by your angels. Can we get one for like career-wise, please? One career-wise, please. Oh, that the initial G might mean something to you. That's too many. Okay, well, we'll take them. It says healthy lifestyle. Archangel Raphael says eat a healthy diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. I told you, it's time to get some rest. It's time to take care of yourselves, Cappy. You've gone through it. You've been through hell and back. You went through hell and back and climbed your way back and climbed your way up to heaven. Chakra clearing. It's time to clear your chakras. I'm seeing a lot of color purple and a lot of color green and yellows. Okay, so that could mean you have to work on your crown chakra, maybe on your heart, definitely your heart chakra for sure, and your solar plexus with the color yellow. So it says chakra clearing. Archangel Metatron says, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. So work on clearing your chakras on chakra meditation. You can use crystals on top of these, like I said, the crown chakra, the heart chakra, and the solar plexus especially need your attention, okay? You can also call upon Archangel Metatron for help doing so, and he will guide you. The initials C, CC could mean something to you. Could be a name. Last but not least, and I have C again, so definitely C is an initial that could mean something to you, Cappy. And last but not least, Archangel Raziel says clairvoyance. What was he saying? That a lot of you guys were psychic and they have faculties. Here it is, clairvoyance. You earned your wings, and you are now, and you have now earned, you're now receiving downloads from the universe and from your higher self. You're like ascending right now. So right now you need to take time to rest. You need to take time to recover and adjust to this new upgraded high vibing Capricorn that is, you know, that you are now, because you underwent a large transformation. And what was I gonna say? The process could be a little bit uncomfortable, because it's like you're transcending from one state of being into another, when you're used to like vibrating at a certain frequency, and now your frequency is like altered and a lot faster. It's like, you know, like the same foods won't resonate with you anymore. You know, have you guys noticed that maybe a lot of you are meeting new people, and a lot new people are coming into your life, and people that possibly resonate with you more, and old people that were around you before are starting to simply disappear out of your life. Is because you were vibrationally at a different level than others. So now you are attracting people that vibrate at a similar frequency, because that's just how it is. So a lot of you guys are if you were already clairvoyant, your clairvoyant faculties are going to soar, right? Take off. If you guys were already good at like possibly playing an instrument, your abilities with that instrument is going to be even like you're gonna be like a super pro, right? If you were already like, let's say that you whatever idea it is that you're having, Spirit is saying to go ahead and do it. I feel like a lot of you guys are seriously going to be guides to others, like are going to guide people towards a healthier lifestyle, towards healing. towards enlightenment. So clairvoyance. A lot of you guys are seers and have a mission, you know, by helping others with your foresight. It says, Archangel Raziel, I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Messages from your angels, Capricorn. And that is what I got for you guys for the general message. Hit that like button for me, please. I am so proud of you and I am so happy for you, Capricorn, because you guys have fucking earned it. You guys have earned it. Okay, now I'm going to take a quick pause and we'll do the pick-up pile.